fans of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are beyond excited to see Vince Gilligan's next big project, Pluribus, finally coming to life. The mystery around the title alone has been driving conversations, and now Gilligan himself has revealed that the name Pluribus was chosen from a massive list of nearly 100 potential titles. But what really caught fans' attention was his confession that one of those alternate names was absolutely awful and could have completely changed how audiences viewed the show. The highly anticipated Apple TV series Pluribus stars Better Call Saul's Rhea Seehorn as Carol, one of the few people left in a world where a strange virus has made everyone else unnaturally cheerful. The premise already sounds like a mix of eerie sci-fi and social satire, very much in line with Gilligan's knack for exploring human behavior under bizarre or extreme circumstances. During a panel at New York Comic Con, Gilligan joined Seehorn and other cast members to talk about the new show. The conversation was moderated by Josh Horowitz from the Happy Sad Confused podcast, following a special screening of several Pluribus episodes. Naturally, one of the first questions Horowitz asked was about the meaning behind the unique title. Was it always going to be Pluribus? Or did the team go through a bunch of other names before landing on this one? Gilligan laughed and admitted that finding the right title for this show was one of the hardest creative challenges of his career. We were in a title desert for 2 or 3 years, he said, hinting that the search went on for far longer than expected. Rhea Seehorn immediately chimed in with surprise, asking if it had been more difficult than naming Better Call Saul or even Breaking Bad. Gilligan explained that Better Call Saul was surprisingly easy to name because the title already existed within Breaking Bad. It was the slogan of Saul Goodman's shady law firm and had become instantly recognizable to fans. That familiarity made it the obvious choice for the spin-off. On the other hand, Breaking Bad came from an old Southern slang term meaning to go down a dangerous or rebellious path. Gilligan thought everyone knew the phrase, but as it turned out, even people from his own home state of Virginia, like Seehorn, had never heard it before. But Pluribus was a completely different story. According to Gilligan, the creative team came up with around 100 potential names for the series, all trying to capture the essence of the story's strange world. And among all those titles, one stood out as memorably bad. The worst one of all, I can tell you, was Be Kind, Remind, Gilligan revealed, making the audience laugh and groan at the same time. The rest of the panel agreed. It was definitely a terrible title. Hearing that, fans can't help but imagine how differently the series might have been received if it had been called something like Be Kind, Remind. It sounds more like a cheesy self-help slogan than the name of a dark and thought-provoking drama. Even Seehorn joked that she couldn't imagine playing her complex and rebellious character in a show with such a light, quirky name. Gilligan went on to explain that Pluribus felt like the right choice in the end because of its deeper meaning and connection to the show's central themes. The word pluribus is Latin meaning many, or from many. It comes from the well-known phrase, e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. This phrase has been used as a motto of unity in the United States, symbolizing the coming together of different individuals to form one nation or collective. In the world of Pluribus, that concept of unity takes on a darker and more unsettling meaning. Most people in the show's world are connected in a kind of hive mind, united, but at the cost of their individuality and free will. Rhea Seehorn's character, Carol, stands as one of the rare few who resist this forced happiness and connectedness. She believes true individuality is being lost in the name of peace and unity. This clever connection between the title and the show's theme makes Pluribus not only mysterious but deeply symbolic. Gilligan has always been known for using layered storytelling, and even his titles often carry hidden meanings. For instance, Breaking Bad itself hinted at a deeper moral transformation, a journey into darkness, while Better Call Saul focused on identity, reputation, and the consequences of personal choices. Pluribus follows that same tradition, using its Latin origin to allude to both connection and isolation, collective control and personal freedom. Seehorn mentioned during the panel that Gilligan's background as a Latin student may have influenced his choice. The title feels sophisticated and carries a sense of weight and history, fitting perfectly for a story that mixes dystopian sci-fi with human psychology. It's the kind of name that makes viewers curious. What does Pluribus mean in this context? How does it tie into the story? Gilligan's fans love that his titles are never random. In Breaking Bad, the phrase, "break bad," is only spoken once, by Jesse in the pilot episode, but it defines the entire transformation of Walter White. Similarly, Better Call Saul became synonymous with moral compromise and transformation. So when Gilligan says to pay attention to this title, it's a strong hint that Pluribus will carry a deeper message that only becomes clear as the story unfolds. The discussion also gave fans a glimpse into Gilligan's creative process. He admitted that he can obsess over small details like titles for years because he believes they set the tone for everything that follows. A title isn't just a label to him, it's a statement about the heart of the story. When he finally settled on Pluribus, he said it felt right in every sense, elegant, mysterious, and meaningful. As for the show itself, Pluribus continues Gilligan's tradition of exploring moral complexity, human nature, and the fine line between good and evil. However, instead of focusing on crime and corruption, this new series dives into a world where the biggest threat is happiness itself, or rather, the loss of control that comes with forced happiness. It's an eerie concept that feels both futuristic and disturbingly real in today's world, where technology and social media often blur the line between genuine emotion and artificial joy. Seehorn's character Carol is expected to become one of Gilligan's most layered protagonists yet. Unlike Walter White or Jimmy McGill, she's not driven by greed or ambition, but by fear of losing her sense of self. In a world where everyone else smiles, she refuses to conform. That defiance makes her a target, and her journey becomes a fight for authenticity in a reality that rewards compliance. It's no surprise that Pluribus has already been described as one of Apple TV's most ambitious projects. The show's mix of mystery, sci-fi, and Gilligan's trademark storytelling could make it another cultural hit like Breaking Bad. With Rhea Seehorn leading the cast, fans expect intense performances and deep emotional storytelling. The title revelation has only made people more excited to see what this show has in store. Knowing that Gilligan avoided naming it Be Kind, Remind makes everyone grateful for his perfectionism, because Pluribus feels far more fitting for the kind of thoughtful, complex story he's known for telling. Now that fans know the deeper meaning behind Pluribus, they're starting to speculate on what the series might symbolize. Could it be a commentary on how modern society pushes people to act happy, even when they're not? Or is it a reflection on the danger of collective thinking and loss of individuality? Whatever the interpretation, Gilligan's history suggests that every word, every title, and every episode will be filled with purpose and meaning. After all, that's what makes his storytelling so powerful. His worlds are carefully built, his characters deeply human, and even something as simple as a title becomes a clue to the show's larger message. Pluribus may sound strange or abstract at first, but like Breaking Bad, it's likely to gain iconic status once viewers see how it fits perfectly with the story it represents. Gilligan ended the panel by thanking fans for their continued trust in his vision, promising that Pluribus will be something both familiar and entirely new. He teased that viewers should watch closely, because the title itself might reveal hidden meanings as the story unfolds. Knowing his track record, fans are sure that Pluribus will be packed with Easter eggs, twists, and moments that will make people talk for years to come. If there's one thing the panel proved, it's that Vince Gilligan still has the same creative spark that made Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul masterpieces. And if Be Kind, Remind was really on the table at one point, we can all agree, thank goodness it wasn't chosen. Pluribus is mysterious, haunting, and perfectly fitting for a story about individuality in a world obsessed with collective happiness.